I'm Somchai, a 45-year-old taxi driver from Chiang Mai, Thailand. My job takes me through every corner of the city, but it was one night that gave me chills I'll never forget. It was a rainy evening, and the streets of Chiang Mai were slick with water. The night was unusually quiet, as if the whole city was holding its breath. I was finishing my last fare of the night when I saw a woman standing under the flickering streetlight. She was wearing a traditional Thai dress, her long black hair cascading down her back. Her face was pale, almost ghostly. I pulled over and asked if she needed a ride. She climbed into the back seat without saying a word. I didn't get a good look at her face in the dim light, but I could feel something odd in the air, a chill that seemed to come from nowhere. As we drove, I glanced at her through the rearview mirror. Her eyes were empty, and she stared straight ahead. I tried to make small talk, but she didn't respond. The silence grew heavier with every mile. My heart began to race as the rain hammered against the windows. We reached a quiet area on the outskirts of town where the street lights were sparse and the trees loomed like dark sentinels. The woman suddenly spoke, her voice a cold whisper. "Stop here." I pulled over, and she got out without a word. I watched as she walked towards a small old temple, disappearing into the darkness. My curiosity got the better of me, so I followed her. As I approached the temple, I felt a presence, something not quite right. The air was cold, and an eerie silence hung over the place. I peeked inside and saw the woman kneeling before an old shrine. Her body was twisted in an unnatural way, and the temple was filled with a soft, mournful wail. I ran back to my taxi, my heart pounding. I drove away as fast as I could, the rain blurring my vision. When I got home, I couldn't shake the feeling of her eyes on me. I found out later that night that a woman had died in that very temple years ago. Her spirit was said to haunt that place, waiting for someone to come close enough to hear her sorrowful wail. I'm Somchai, 45 years old from Chiang Mai, Thailand, and to this day I avoid that temple. Some things are best left unseen.